long-form, open discussion podcast. Topics include sensitive issues such as sex, religion, politics, race, gender, death, BDSM, MFN, CFNM, MMF, MMFM, and healthcare. Do not try this at home.
Get your motherfucking ass up when I'm talking.
So hold on tight. The action starts now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
And here we go.
Goddamn communism, nigga. Niggas die. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good idea. It sounds great. We're sitting around. We can share a bag of potato chips. But when we start doing it for the entire goddamn country, mass famine, nigga. Absolute power corrupts. This ain't fucking China.
Well, I mean, the fact that we're buying our own soybeans kind of pushes farther into socialism.
Yeah, I know, but Americans like to lie. You know, you have to tell them that it's independence and that it's strong and that, you know, it's your property and, you know, no, you don't own a fucking thing. And really what you're living in is a modern version of fucking Stalin.
I don't know. Stalin was pretty worse than that.
No, it just hasn't got there yet. It hasn't come full circle. You know, you're still in the honeymoon phase.
I don't think we're ever going to get to that point. I just think we have too many mechanisms in place.
I think the problem. The Second Amendment? You mean the Second Amendment? Is that what you mean?
No, because look at Ruby Ridge. It's not going to happen. No, what I'm saying is, I think because people are scared of words. I think that they're scared of. So when you say democratic socialism, you can literally feel the fucking massive collective eye roll of everybody on the political right. So there's a guy, I forgot what his fucking name was. He does YouTube videos. He's like the less reprehensible version of Charlie Kirk from Turning Point. And he says that, and he has a really good point how he puts it. He says, he's like, I'm a capitalist, but society-wise, I'm a democratic socialist. He's like, I believe in full capitalism that works. And I also believe that we should be able to take the dividends from that wealth and put it into systems, for example, like affordable health care. I can't explain, I'm not smart enough. He explained it in a way that single-payer health care is far better off and cheaper in terms of like the expense to like employers and things like that for having to provide it. And ultimately it'll drive the cost down. And then you got into the argument about fucking like doctors and stuff are talking about they're going to make less money. But then if you look at it, the doctors that are making tons of money, they're specialists, and they're dealing with like athletes or the wealthy who can afford to just, they don't get a bill. They can just straight up pay for their procedure. Like athletes can they can afford the $48,000 to get like a knee replacement or something.
Yeah.
But there are ways, you know, in the machine that we can write it out. I read this book by Robert Reich, the former Secretary of Labor, and he's the professor of economics, and he's a midget. He's a midge. He's a tiny guy. But I read this book he wrote called Saving Capitalism.
So it sounds like a midget with big ideas?
Fuck. Little man, big ideas.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's up. So did you do anything for the 4th?
No. Fuck no. I watched a crime show. What was Khalif Browder? Yeah, Khalif Browder.
I don't know who that is, but it sounds Muslim.
Yeah, Khalif Browder, man. He was that fucking 16-year-old that the police and some fucking Mexican Chinese. He sounded Chinese. They say it was Mexican. I don't know. Said that they stole a book bag from him 2 weeks earlier. The police arrested him, interviewed him. He denied it. They sent him to Rikers fucking Island, dude. And anyway, so they kept passing this court date. They kept doing this, kept doing that. The witness left the fucking United States.
Are you talking about the dude that eventually killed himself when he got out?
Yeah, and he was. He didn't even commit the fucking crime, and they held the little motherfucker for 3 goddamn years, and he went fucking insane, dude. He spent like 1,000 days or something in solitary confinement. You know, and
you can't do that to people.
Well, it's crazy, man. I'm gonna tell you
I
what's
read
crazy
somewhere that there's.
Go ahead.
I think I read. I don't know what it is. It's a law. It's some kind of law that prohibits more than like like I'm fucking gonna just murder this. That prevents more than like 30 days or something in solitary confinement.
Yeah,
but
it's bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the moment that the 30 days is up, they've already created a new infraction, and then they start a new 30 days. So even though it may break for 30 days, and they let you like go get a shower for 30 minutes, they start a new 30 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they loophole it by like they give them like an hour a week or something, and then that hour a week turns into 4 hours, and then it's like fucking 6,000 hours less than fucking 30 days.
Yeah, it's
fucking crap.
It's cocksucker shit. So, what gets me is, all right. So obviously, there's systematic racism. I believe in it 100%. But that's where I believe that the story started. Not his story, our story as a people. So now I believe that we've moved away from systematic racism to social economics, and I'm gonna tell you why. I believe that now we're separated by money, and if you're on the lower end of that food chain, you get ate up by the motherfucking machine. You're going to prison. Your rights are going to be fucking stomped on. Your house is going to be seized, or you're going to be kicked out of public housing. Whatever the fucking case is, you're not going to be employable. So you're going to stay caught up in recidivism. You're going to be a lifelong criminal. Whatever the fuck it is, because when the family's hungry, you're going to feed them. Well, with that being said, and here's my facts. And I don't even need to have a bunch of facts, and I can say it from a fucking documentary. If anybody watches the goddamn Netflix documentary about the motherfucker with Jay-Z and all of them in there producing it, the judges and the district attorneys and so forth, they were black. Okay, they were black, and they are part of the fucking machine. Okay, it's not about race, it's about social class. I promise you. It may have started off as such, and if you look at New York, perfect fucking proving grounds with a democratic problem. Okay, New York has been run by fucking Democrats for a minute, man, and it's a fucking cesspool. It's a fucking machine that chews motherfuckers up, and it don't matter if you're white, black, or brown. It just matters, what neighborhood you come from. And if you're black on this neighborhood and white in this neighborhood, you're good. But if you're white, black, brown, yellow, fucking, it don't make a fuck. You on this side of town, your ass is going to prison.
Well, there's something to be said when people try to say things like about New York, Chicago, L.A. There's one factor that's the same in all those things. Large cities, overpopulation. That there's a huge argument to be made about like laws that correlate with the amount of crime. Like when you talk about gun laws and shit, you clearly can't have liberal gun laws in a fucking city of 10 million people. You can't just be able to be like, well, anybody that can apply for a gun, you can get one. You can't have 90% of 10 million people walking around fucking armed, because if you look at the incidents of like road rage,
I get
like
road
out of
rage,
bars.
my nigga. I get road rage. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, I get anger as fucking traffic, because it's like, bitch, nigga, you seen a mile back it said left lane closed ahead, okay? Why the fuck do you think your time is more important than mine? You know what I'm saying? And then you get these motherfuckers from like Maryland and Massachusetts and shit, and they think that they gonna bully you. Nigga, do you not see this beat up motherfucking truck with a goddamn 100 gallons of diesel fuel in the back, nigga? Do you think I am intimidated by your Honda Civic, nigga? Alright, I will drive the fuck over you.
Well, then you get here to Michigan. And the crazy thing I've noticed is every time, so when I'm driving a truck and I'm fully loaded, somebody will pull in front of me and slow down, or they'll do some stupid shit, and it's because they have their fucking head up to their phone.
It's Yankees, nigga. It's Yankees, okay? Yankees. And I'm coming to this conclusion that and I'm gonna say the evil to the nation, okay? If it wasn't for the southern states of America, the fucking genetic pool would be whopped, okay? Because I have seen more waterheads this side of Tennessee than I have ever encountered in my entire fucking life. Like, if the nature nigga had not died by the big manta ray, he would have to come up north, okay, and do an expo on the fucking waterhead. Like, it's a waterhead. I'm gonna touch it.
What I'm trying to say is
it ate the lead.
when you see, so any vehicle that's newer than 2015. I'll go 15, right?
All right, go 15,
I
nigga.
fucking, I guarantee has Bluetooth.
It's
I
got
guarantee it.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
Yeah, but
there's
you're not,
no reason for your phone to be up to your fucking face.
I'm gonna tell you
none.
why. I'm gonna
There's
tell you
none.
why. You wasn't listening. I just gave it to you. I just gave you the answer.
You use some oil field terminology.
Waterhead, nigga.
I'm just saying there's no reason. It's like
they can't figure out how to link it.
It's how
they can't do it. It's the water in the brain.
It's like,
go ahead.
you know how like black people or yourself Albanians, how instead of fucking just calling or texting, you want to FaceTime.
Yeah, nigga.
Right?
Yeah.
It's fucking very possible to fucking use Bluetooth. It's just possible as hell. And to be
Your
honest with you,
people-
no. But here's the thing. So
Right.
in up here, we got this thing called snowbirds.
Mm-hmm.
And when you live in Michigan, you think there are only there's only one other state connected to Michigan, and that's Florida, because the 75 goes from Sault Ste. Marie all the way down to Miami, Florida. So they can take that motherfucker all the way down.
Yeah, nigga.
And so a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll buy houses up here, and then when it gets cold, they'll fucking go down south like the birds do.
Yeah.
So then they come back up here, and they got their Florida ways, and they got their Florida plates, and their car doesn't have any fucking rust on it.
Yeah.
And then they just fucking pull in front of you, and they got their phone in front of their on the fucking side of their head, and it's like, bitch, I know for a fact you have Bluetooth connectivity.
Yeah, but that's what I
I
was
know
telling
you have it.
They don't know how, because they originated up north, okay? All right, the pressure in the brain from the fluid and shit that the brain's supposed to float in is greater than what it should be. So therefore, they're unable to process the simple shit, the button that looks like a fucked up snowshoe that you push to link it to the motherfucking phone. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree with you. I'm fucking losing my patience for up here too.
Yeah.
Like I said, dude, I hate redneck shit. I fucking hate redneck shit. I hate it all. I hate every aspect of it.
I like redneck shit, man. I really like me some redneck shit. I like the privacy of the woods. I like the pickup trucks. I like the fact that if the police are coming, I can hear them driving down the fucking gravel road. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not talking about
it's a
that.
warning. It's a warning,
you can
man.
you can live in the middle of nowhere anywhere. I'm just talking redneck shit like canned beer and fucking buying cars that cost more to fix than actually buying a new car and shit like that. I can't stand that stuff. I want to get away from it. I see it and I want.
Well, you're not gonna
like,
get away from it, dude, because America is in decline. Okay, I don't know where you've been.
Bro, if I have to work
years.
3 jobs and go live in an affluent area so I don't have to see that shit,
There's
I
not
will
really
do it.
going to be an affluent area because you're going to be the one in the piece of shit because the new Ford doesn't qualify to their foreign made vehicles, whatever the fuck it is. So and then you'll be.
All I'm saying is I don't want to see. I could go the rest of my life and never see that fucking little like mossy oak buck silhouette or muck boots ever again. Fucking ever
Look,
again.
man, that's just sales, man. So you got to get behind the idea, dude. Like, and if I had the money to spend up, like, I go get some mossy oak shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got like
they sell mossy
you
oak at Walmart.
You remember that silhouette of the naked bitch that was clearly from the late '80s that was on like the mud
truck
flaps
flaps
of the trucks and the back
yeah.
windows and all that, right?
Jerk off to that so many times.
Yeah, it's the same shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Get behind it because niggas want to spend their money, and all you got to do is be like, here's some shit that you want to buy. Niggas be like, I want to buy that shit. You be like, okay, well, buy that shit. And they be like, hell yeah. And then you like, damn, nigga, I got me some new foreign vehicles and shit, and I'm living in an affluent area. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool, and you just keep on doing that. And then you eat, you know what I'm saying? And then you don't have to worry about it. And then you can take on. And then you can support Bernie, and you can contribute money and shit, and all that awesomeness.
Mr. President, no one looks good wearing oil-filled Oakleys. Nobody looks good wearing those. If you wear those fucking center fielder glasses that are like pointed on the bottom, no, you look ugly. Nobody looks good in that shit.
Jesus.
The Macho Man, Randy Savage was the last person to look good in those things.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But by the way, my 4th of July was good.
That's good. Hey, I'm sorry I didn't ask, you know what I mean? And we kind of got off because for some reason you went into a tangent about waterheads, and I don't know why.
You said waterheads. I said oil-filled Oakleys.
Yeah, so tell me, I don't know how the two correlate, but great. I mean, maybe it's like PPE for your brain or something, your eyes. Maybe it's the weak spot, the pressure. Maybe they're rated to hold back the fucking, in case it burst. But go ahead.
Ugh. just rainbow reflective surfaces, and they got the fucking little viper eye thing. It's like,
is there
dude,
anything wrong with a nigga having, protective eyewear that's polarized and blocks the sun rays so that you can see through the fucking rain?
no, you can definitely do that, and they're rounded and they're not rainbow.
Oh, you want everybody to wear goddamn bomber glasses?
Nope, I want everybody to wear just black, flat black, thick framed, cheap sunglasses like ZZ Top sang about.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That sounds like a fucking a horrible.
Mr. President, everybody should have the same pair of sunglasses. No, so it was the 4th of July, and because I live in a redneck area, there's a lot of virtue signaling going on. It's a small town. Okay. There's 2,700 people in Gaylord proper or whatever. 2,700 people, so that means you're gonna see somebody that you know.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of these people.
So
and
it's
they
hard,
post these.
It's hard to have like random sex and stuff, right?
Yeah, fuck no. You're basically going through somebody else's bucket list.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
And there's a lot of people, and this really bugs me. So because it's 4th of July, and we're on social media, this would be what? Let's say it's our 10th, 11th, 12th year, I guess, full blown into social media.
Okay.
And for those who don't know, virtue signaling is the value of expression of virtue over action. So it means you, instead of doing things, you're just going to kind of vocalize them. You know what I mean?
You're going to talk about how you're a loyalist or a patriot instead of being a fucking patriot.
Right. And so a lot of these people didn't even serve their country, right? They never served. When they turned 18.
Okay, me. All right, I didn't serve it, so I think.
Calm down.
I'm taking this personally. So
they
ahead.
turned
I'm taking it personally. Go ahead.
When they turned 18, they decided they had better shit going on.
Yeah.
Than to serve their country. They decided.
I was in jail, but go ahead.
I was in jail, dude. That's how they recruited me. Anyways,
I didn't have bond money. See, you're from the other echelon. You know what I mean?
I didn't fucking. Mine wasn't a felony.
Okay.
Mine wasn't a felony. Mine wasn't a felony. Right. No, but what I'm saying is,
other than the fact that I didn't want to kill myself, I could have been Khalif Browder. But go ahead.
No, they ain't gonna keep you in solitary.
No, they wouldn't keep me in solitary because I told them I was calling the fucking news.
You're like, yeah, I'm using my one phone call to call WKRP in Cincinnati, motherfucker. No. But they decided that when they're going to be adults, that's when they'll be vocal patriots.
Yeah, all right, go ahead. Roll up.
But it's not. But it's not just. It's not just military. It's not just patriotism. You got the piety amongst the religious, right?
I hate organized religion. I hate it.
There's the definite hypocrisy of talking about. They use Leviticus to talk about one man, one woman. Right.
All right. So basically, what you did is you've completely summarized human nature. And I think you've made a valid fact, your theory that humans are a virus and we're killing our host and we're fucking horrendous and should be eradicated.
You have spent too much time in You spent too much time in solitary. Hold on. But it doesn't stop at. It doesn't stop at military or jingoism, which is abuse of patriotism. It doesn't stop at religious doctrine and morality. You ever get those fucking unicorns? Those crystal unicorns you see on Facebook and shit?
No, when you said unicorn, I was naturally thinking like a third partner, in the BDSM community. But go ahead.
Hold on, I'm Urban Dictionarying that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the fucking crystal hippies. The crystal hippies, yeah. the
there's
Mars
a bunch of them, and there's a bunch of them in fucking
PA. Mars is going to be in retrograde. I'm a Leo, so I of course would say that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, with the whole narrative about virtue signaling.
Yeah, white people are fucked up. They fell off in '62. I agree.
They did. It was '63.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was closer to January. So it's just it's a disgusting byproduct of of social media. I think my biggest problem with social media is it hands anybody the microphone. Clearly, you and I have a podcast that we can just sit here on a Sunday night when we should be celebrating the Lord's Day, and we can just talk shit, which is the hypocritical nature of calling out virtue signaling, the expressive point that everybody is wrong.
Yeah, because the Lord's Day is actually Saturday because that's the end of the week, but we moved it to Sunday so we could still drink on Saturday and then go get forgiveness on Sunday. But go ahead.
That's if you're the Seventh-day Adventist. Mr. President, Martin Luther allowed people to read the Bible in Latin.
Yeah, I don't read Latin, so I'd be fucked.
I used to read Latin.
Yeah. I should have used my time more valuable.
Yeah, when you were in solitary, dude, you should have totally
Yeah,
100%
man.
fucking
Yeah.
read the Latin Bible and did your what's that shit
thesis.
that altar boys have to
Thesis.
do before they get fist fucked?
Oh, I don't suck the dick.
Suck the dick. But it's getting old as fuck. Like I know I should.
Nigga, I'm just gonna say, like, yeah, because of this shit right here, Gaylord's probably gonna get bombed like an abortion clinic, dude. Like,
Good.
people are gonna hear this and they're gonna be like, they're gonna look for you, and all they got to do is till they find a younger version of Rosie O'Donnell, and you're gonna probably die.
Are you saying I look like a fat lesbian?
Yeah, well, you know,
If the underwear with the dick hole fits, shout out to underwear with the dick hole. You could be a sponsor.
could be a sponsor.
No, I'm just saying. Like, here's my routine. I wake up every day around 4:15 and fucking panic about the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I think about bills. I think about what happened to me a couple months ago. I think about the future.
Yeah, but see, your struggle don't matter because, I mean, I haven't nowhere in that herd getting harassed or shot by the police. So, I mean, your shit don't even matter.
Well, yeah, it's because I'm white and I take that shit on my down low.
Okay,
Come on,
well,
man.
I mean, pull the
I
card.
use my
the card.
bro,
use the card.
bro.
Use the card.
Dude, my white fucking privilege is a goddamn. I got Players Club rewards with my white privilege.
God damn, nigga.
Yeah, dude, bro. I'm not even gonna deny that. So, like, when I transport weed, I comb my hair over and I put on a polo shirt so it looks like I'm golfing. Ain't nobody gonna stop me.
I don't
So-
even like golf, nigga.
No, I don't either.
I
But
don't
you know,
even
you,
like golf. Like, dude, I think like for real. Like, I don't know how a nigga hasn't like drove an ambulance through a fucking like a golf course. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, who in the fuck would walk 18 holes and be real quiet while niggas knock this little white ball in a motherfucking hole on a perfectly cut lawn? You know, get the fuck out of here, nigga. I ain't even got time to cut my grass, much less motherfucking get out and hit some shit with a stick.
bro, I think it's like fishing. I think it's a drinking thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, speaking of white people, did I tell you?
No, I think they said Tiger won the fucking shit again.
No, I don't know about him. For shizzle. No, so yeah. No, so up here so what's the one constant you're always going to have in small white people towns across America?
A yellow baby.
Almost. You're always going to have a Chinese food restaurant and some sort of Mexican food.
Well, I would agree on the Chinese, but and maybe on the Mexican. But go ahead.
So up here we got one called La Senorita. Which
Damn.
I mean, I used to, when I lived out west, I used to show Mexicans pictures of this shit, and they loved it. So it's called La Senorita, and so what they tried to do, if you, by the way, you walk in there, dude, it is incredibly racist. Like, they got fucking picture of like a Mexican dude with sombrero sleeping. So they got this thing called a fucking, you know what a California burrito is?
Burrito.
The California burrito is carne asada, pico de gallo, guacamole, sour cream, cheese, and French fries. It's basically a burrito with fucking French fries in it, right?
Yeah, I never had. I've been to California and had burritos and never had one with French fries.
Oh,
go
they're
ahead.
fucking amazing. Actually, I don't know why they call it a California burrito.
It just sounds like a 2:00 in the morning stoner fat white guy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nail on the head, sir, and you hit it.
Damn.
But it's fucking amazing, right? I learned how to cook carne asada because I'm like, there's no going to be, when I move back here, I'm like, nobody's going to be able to figure this shit out, so I learned to cook it. In fact, we had them last night. But La Senorita, I like to call it the second White Castle, right? Because it is all white perception. These motherfuckers tried to come out with a California burrito, right? And so instead of just they don't have carne asada. It's not even an option, right?
Yeah.
Instead, they have shredded beef, ground beef, chicken, kayaks, bonfires, golf shoes, canned beer, Toby Keith, white people shit, dude. Trampolines in the front yard.
Damn.
Fucking mud runs.
I like mud runs, nigga. You ain't never been out there and seen a bunch of drunk white bitches motherfucking fighting in the mud, nigga, with their tops coming off?
That's not a mud run. That's mud wrestling.
Yeah, same difference, nigga. I mean, I don't know. That might be like a
now if those
a nigga ass fucking gangbang, nigga. What you about to do, nigga? We about to do a mud run.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? It's Brownville, dick.
Damn, Nicholas.
So I'm getting sick of it, man. I'm getting sick of this shit up here. I'm getting sick of these people.
Run for office.
I can't, dude.
Yeah, you can.
I can't because my past. I'd be as soon as I put my name on the ballot, dude. Just it'd be a whole plethora of fucking stuff that came up that I'd have to explain, and people would be booing me halfway
like
through.
Barry and Mary or whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm
Mary
saying?
and Barry?
Yeah, all you gotta do is embrace your shit, nigga, and move forward.
Mr. President, crack cocaine is not just a black problem.
Yeah, I mean, blame it on Reagan and move forward.
Just push on like Trump. That's the weird thing about Trump, and I was thinking about that. And I get why people like him. I'm not going to deny that, but just nothing sticks to him. Like if he's wrong or if he's caught in a lie, he just does that smug little shoulder shake and then fucking moves on.
He's the Teflon Don, nigga. He don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing, right?
I'm just saying that's dangerous.
He embodies the American attitude, man. And you were right, dude. Like the fucking the Bernie Sanders, right? So his shit sounds crazy, off the wall, super socialist. But what people fail to realize is that the Republicans, in the name of multinational corporate theory, we're giving these billion-dollar corporations fucking huge amounts of welfare, and we're falsely controlling the price of grains and all agricultural products. So instead of us, rebudgeting the entire fucking country and doing shit right, we're pretending that the Democrats are being super socialist with their ideas that want to support the people, when the Republicans are being super socialist with their corporate welfare. And then in truth, there's probably somewhere in the middle where we really need to be, but people are so fucking polarized by fear and shit that they don't understand, because they hear a little news bite, and then they hear Rush Limbaugh, or they hear the fucking the fucking liberal dyke, whatever the fuck her name is, the bitch with the Adam's apple, talking shit about the right wing, and just the counterparts. The counterparts are always pointing fingers, and then nobody slows down to really look for what their truth is, because they're like, fuck it, the light bill's due, this nigga's live, I'm voting for him, this nigga's gonna give me health insurance, I'm gonna vote for him. And all they really want to do is smoke a little weed, nigga, and pay the bills.
Well, it's important to point out that the Republicans this time around signed off on the largest spending bill in history. Mm-hmm. So fiscal conservatives no longer think.
You realize that every year they're going to have to sign off on the largest spending bill in history, because the Ponzi scheme that is American finance is going to come fucking crashing down, nigga. We're headed for hyperinflation.
I 100% say that. My two biggest points, to dip my toe into this pool real quick, my two biggest complaints about Donald Trump is that nothing has changed from business as usual since he's been in office. So it's not like we're backing off on things. It's not like we're spending less. It's not like we're being more fiscally conservative.
Yeah.
And also that he's clearly guarding himself and abusing his power.
All right, so let's break this apart for a second here. I'm not disagreeing or agreeing. However, the American economy and government as a whole is perception based. So every dollar that we have, since we're no longer a commodities based economy, we have a debt based economy. So for every dollar in existence equals $1 of debt that someone else owes. So the only way for us to continue to have money is for people to believe, number one, in the economy, to believe in the value of the dollar, right? And then the second is to allow people to continuously, irresponsibly spend money that they don't have to generate more money. And that's how they keep printing money, is because this nigga over here wants to buy a $60,000 truck. And he might not really even have the resources to buy this fucking truck, but it doesn't matter because that creates $60,000 worth of revenue. So if I have $10 and I loan you $10 at 10% interest, okay, and you pay me back the $10, there's nowhere for you to pay me back the 10% interest unless I loan you more money to pay me back the interest, because there's no more money in the fucking system. It doesn't exist. It's imaginary. You see what I'm saying? So the only way to continue it is for me to loan this other nigga the $10 you just paid me, for you to sell him some shit so you can pay me back my interest, and that keeps the cycle going. It's all fucking imaginary. So a president, the mouthpiece, is not going to change anything. He can't change. He can set agendas. He can encourage. He can say bullet points. But this is not a dictatorship. The president isn't all powerful like Americans seem to believe. They forgot about the other branches of government. And when you have senators and congressmen that are career, that are bought and paid for, that are lobbied and so forth. But even if, there's no way to drain the fucking swamp, because if you drain the fucking swamp, the country collapses, because the money is fucking imaginary. It doesn't exist. We don't have a basis for it. And the only way to continue to keep it propped up and the way of life that we pretend that we have is by imagination and borrowing and fucking bonds and shit. We're borrowing 3 generations ahead of what we already have. So shout out to fucking imagination.
Well, what you're talking about is quantitative easing, but at the same time, a lot of people like to say that the president is just a mouthpiece, which is it's an easy, fun thing to say, but you got to forget the president. Calm down.
Unless it's war.
The president.
Unless it's war.
The president has veto power, which he can shoot down a bill,
and then they can revote it and push it anyway.
Through a supermajority, which rarely happens. But what I'm saying is, the biggest thing that people need to remember about the president is he's a figurehead. And I know that that's a soft term. People are like, yeah, he's just a mouthpiece. But if you have 1,000 people, right? So you got 1,000 people of mixed background, race, gender, sexuality, credit scores, whatever, and you put them in a room, and you get a very convincing orator to stand in front of them, and he starts saying things like, we don't need air, air's terrible, that's fake science, you don't need air to breathe. There's gonna be a disturbing percentage of that 1,000 people who are gonna hold their breath and try to stop breathing. So you expand that to 370 million plus people, and now you have a problem.
Yeah, the same side can be said on both sides of the argument, but again, it goes back to exactly what I was saying. The root cause of propaganda is that perception. People have to believe in the economy. People have to believe in the country. So whatever mouthpiece that you need to put up there to provoke people, good, bad, right, or wrong, or whatever, to create belief in the system and belief for change and the ability to change, whatever you need to prop that system up is a fucking Ponzi scheme. Our country is a Ponzi scheme, 100%, dude.
But there are ways to change it. Just nobody wants to. It's kind of like my biggest argument about like why. It's kind of the reason I try to justify why I've had 51 jobs. A lot of times I found myself in the position
you're searching for happiness and God's gift of your natural ability. Is that why?
That, and because
Amazing.
one of my skills, what I like to acknowledge,
Bullshit.
is I immediately notice inefficiency.
Yeah.
So when you're working at a job and then the supervisor, for whatever qualifications he's put in charge of you, says do this, and you're like, well, why? That doesn't make any sense. Well, instead of trying the parental role of like, well, because I said so, they don't look at why it doesn't make sense. Maybe somebody else that come in, a third party outside, went, well, that's really inefficient. That takes too much time. That takes too much effort. We could do this easier. You got somebody in power who doesn't want to they don't want to be told they're wrong because they've been doing it for umpteen years, and they just don't want to change things. For example, like we keep talking about drug testing, right?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, marijuana is not bad. Clearly, it's not bad in any way, shape, or form. It's being proven. It is rocketing to legal status in most states.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you're going to still have those people out there that are going to be like, well, it's just the law.
Yeah, old people need to die.
Well, I don't want potheads working with me, blah, blah, blah. Just old, archaic, wrong ways of thinking. And I think that's the biggest problem with the world today, is that people are unwilling to make that change because they're more comfortable with just like, well, that's the way it is. It's easier
That's
for me
what that
not
little
to shake
faggot
things
said
up.
at the goddamn motherfucking motel to me last night. That's the way it is. And I let that little nigga know that's not the way the motherfucking shit is, nigga. You know what I'm saying? No, bullshit, nigga.
That's just a lazy way to think.
That's
a lazy way to think.
dumbass fucking cop out, fucking looking at somebody else to claim responsibility because you lack the motherfucking spine to make decisions. Bottom line, you're fucking weak. Go out, eat a motherfucking bullet, nigga, because you ain't about the shit. You ain't gonna amount to shit. You ain't contributing to shit, nigga. Shut the fuck up. That's how I feel about it. But go on. I agree. 100%.
Well, it's like, how do you think things even change in this world? By people getting out and knocking on doors, trying to change things, getting told no, getting yelled at, having their ideas denigrated, having a group of people who drag their knuckles on the ground and they don't want to evoke change, just going, well, that's the way it is, blah 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 blah. There's nothing worse in this world than listening to somebody coming up with an archaic, incorrect reason of why they believe in things.
Nigga, you want some shit, you do some shit. Nigga, you want to fix some shit, you fix some shit. If you're unhappy with some shit, change some shit. I mean, it's that motherfucking simple, nigga. If your woman, okay, makes you a goddamn plate of motherfucking food, and you're like, damn, it needs some salt. But I ain't gonna put no salt on it because this is how she made it. Nigga, fuck you, nigga. Put some salt and pepper on that motherfucker and eat it. You know what I'm saying? It's good, nigga.
Put some fucking salt on it. Don't salt it before you taste it, though.
Yeah, don't come home from work, nigga, and be like, I'm gonna eat the pussy, but a nigga conned in it, and that's just the way it is, though.
I mean, calm down.
That's just the way it is, nigga. Like, I go to work and shit, and I pay him, and I'm gonna stay home and watch the kids while she go out and fuck them and shit. And not because it's a fetish, nigga, and that's the shit you into, but because you're a broke back nigga, you know what I'm saying? And you just like, okay, that's the way it is.
Shout out to Heath Ledger's estate. You could be a sponsor.
Yeah, man, I need to be one of these gangsta ass niggas, man, to get me a couple of like rich celebrity cluckers, nigga. And you know what I'm saying? I can just turn them niggas on and keep them smoking all day and banging, and I can be like their little publicity manager, nigga, and I can be like, yeah, he's unavailable right now and stuff. He's going through some things. Really, that nigga's just nodding the fuck out, trying to remember to breathe.
Are you talking about 69 with somebody's wife while he fucks her doggy style?
No, I think 69 be getting fucked doggy style.
That's socialism.
Yeah, that nigga straight up, dog. Like,
Mr. President, every person deserves to eat pussy while they sucking dick.
Yeah, nigga. I mean, what's wrong with the world? Like, straight up, man. Like, if you go home, nigga, and you know, you chilling or whatever, and you know, if you eat a little pussy and she busts a little nut, you know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna be a better housewife, you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Maybe nigga need his dick sucked a little bit. And maybe I'm wrong for, you know, stereotyping, saying he and she and using gender assignments and shit, but I don't really give a fuck, nigga. Maybe you got a goddamn Shetland pony at the house, nigga. Whatever it is, nigga. Comb the motherfucking tail, nigga. Massage the motherfucking mane. Do whatever it is you gotta do, nigga.
Can I tell you a secret?
Be good. Go ahead, tell me. I want to hear it.
I've jerked off multiple times to bestiality porn.
I believe it. I believe it 100%, nigga. Was you wearing a cowboy hat?
Look, here.
Was you wearing boots, nigga? Right. Did you put on a George Bush accent while you did it?
I had a bandana around my neck.
With a non-alcoholic beer?
Are you talking about senior or junior George Bush?
Shit, either at this point. Shit, Barbara.
Read my lips. No new taxes on horse porn.
That sounded kind of like JFK, but go ahead.
Mr. President, everybody has the right to watch a woman and a donkey and a goat and another man from air. Well, all I'm saying is that a horse penis looks like an elephant nose. That's all I'm saying.
Oh god!
Here, I'll tell.
I'm just saying. I hope that they ain't really aliens, nigga, and they pick up the radio transmissions from this motherfucker because dog, they gonna probably eliminate us.
Check this out. So I believe in serendipity. I don't know what that means, but I guess that's another hippie.
It sounds awesome as fuck, though.
So when I was a young warthog, probably like 12 or 13 or whatever, I went over to my buddy's house. His name was Bart. I'm gonna spare his last name.
Yeah.
But it was actually Bart. It was Bartholomew. So I went and spent the night at his house, and his parents were kind of, rustic.
Rustic. I like it.
Little country. They're a little country. I think the dad had was like a predominant Native American. So we went to his house, and I remember walking. He's like, dude, my dad's got a bunch of porn. And this is back when porn was on videotapes. You know how when you see a blank videotape, it's guaranteed porn?
Hey, not to interrupt you, but I just sent you a message I didn't mean to send you. I was telling my woman I needed coffee, and I sent it to you instead.
I'll get you one. So I remember his parents were gone, and we walked into the bedroom, and I remember the fucking bedroom reeking of weed. But at the time, I didn't know what it was. I thought, it smelled like a skunk getting a perm in a dumpster, right?
Damn.
And I did, but I wasn't hip to weed. So I've seen bestiality porn far before I was introduced to weed.
So what? You went up in there when you smelled the weed, and that nigga was like, I don't understand. Was he? She?
He was growing it.
Was there peanut butter involved?
He was growing it.
Oh, he was growing it.
Yeah, and I believe he had it in his closet.
Butter. I mean, you don't grow peanut butter.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. He was home making peanut butter, dude. Prohibition and shit. He was the Al Capone of peanut butter. So
Al Capone.
Bart fishes this tape out.
Yeah.
And puts it in, and we're sitting on the couch, and it's weird. It's weird when you're like an adolescent and you're watching porn with your friends because you're sitting there and you kind of want to jerk off, but like you're just sitting there all weirded out. Probably like.
Now let me ask you: Is this before or after the stage where y'all admit y'all beat your dick?
I'd have to check my dream journal, but I don't know. So we watching this, and it was a German one, clearly because they spoke German.
Now, see, this is fucked up because I really thought you were leading me into it was one of his mom and dad and the weed plants in the background, and then, here he was like beating her with a motherfucking, and he was
no.
Indian,
It wasn't anything. It wasn't anything dramatic like that. It was literally, it was a recorded copy somehow of horse porn.
Horse porn.
So, but it wasn't. It wasn't just horse porn though. The first scene was these two women butt naked and a collie.
A collie.
Yeah. Or
what's
a blue
nigga? What's the little nigga that used to whistle for the collie on TV? Lassie.
Lassie.
What was the nigga's name?
He
wasn't important. It don't matter.
Tommy, Johnny, Mike.
Okay, go ahead.
Donald. So, and they were sitting there and they were rubbing the dog and they were sitting on like a picnic. They put down a picnic blanket, right?
Yeah.
And they're rubbing the dog, and then one of the women started like blowing the dog. And then the next scene was the same two women and another woman. I guess she was late to the game, so she had to come in for the next scene. And they had a donkey, right? And then they were like playing with the donkey's dick and stuff like that. And that's where I noticed that donkeys and horses and other hoofed animals, their penises look like an elephant nose. And then the next scene after that was a guy and his wife, and they were messing around. I assume it was his wife because I assume, this is 70s and they still respected the sanctity of marriage. And they were playing around, in this barn, and all of a sudden this bitch, she comes up with a chicken. Like one of those brown egg-laying chickens, right?
Yeah.
And this dude starts fucking the chicken. Like he spread the lips and started fucking the chicken, and she's like holding the neck and stuff like that. Right? Fast forward to probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
The government stormed them, and they all had some weird fucking communicable disease.
I think one of them was Angela Merkel.
Okay.
So fast forward a couple years ago, and I found this same fucking porn on like YouPorn or something like that. I found the same fucking one.
Damn,
that I was like,
a classic.
But it was subtitled. So somebody took the time to subtitle this, to translate and subtitle it.
Like, it's probably doing the motherfucking world a favor and shit. You know what I mean? It must have been a coming of age thing for a lot of males in northern Michigan.
Well, it was definitely a turning point for my life. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if this was before I ever seen the first kind of, because the first porn I ever watched was called The Ghostess with the Mostess. And if you ever like get on X videos or Pornhub, I definitely recommend looking it up. It's like these people. It was like Poltergeist but with dicks, And like these
Damn.
people moved in, and like there was a ghost couple, and they were fucking the other couple, and it was pretty hot. And it had Byron Long in it. Anyway, so it's very serendipitous that you see this when you're a kid, and then fucking so many 20 years later, so you find the same porn, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is I think I miss my dad.
Yeah, man, I could totally see how that motherfucking shit relates. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all could have, like, bonded and, went down memory lane with a fucking German animal porn and maybe even recreated the scenario on camera.
I made a diorama for my science fair.
That's cool. I wanted to build a volcano, but, Daddy didn't want to spend the money on the shit for the paper mache.
Well, technically it was a volcano, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
There was an eruption. Mr. President, farm animals have the exact same rights as humans.
Damn. That's savage as fuck. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what the perception of people that listen to the podcast are. Like, the bouncing, obviously, in the, no pun intended, politics, porn, non-alcoholic beer, animals, and peanut butter. Man, that's got to be a hell of a fucking, thing to process.
Did I tell... so I know you don't pay attention to me outside of this, but... so I made this... You ever watch the Boondocks?
Yeah, I watch the Boondocks, man, because sometimes I feel like a white Uncle Ruckus.
I fucking love Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
May what? Jesus bless you, Robert. So, you remember Gangstalicious? Gangstalicious. Gangstalicious was the gay rap.
It's been
was
several
the gay
years.
rapper
I watched
that
it on the thing. But go ahead. All right, gay rapper.
Gangstalicious is the gay rapper voiced by 50 Cent that Riley, the younger brother, idolized. Yeah. And then he found out he was gay. And then Riley shows up dressed. He's got like a tube top and some heels on and shit.
Yeah.
And so Lil Nas X, that dumbass song "Old Town Road."
No, I don't know, but go ahead.
All right, so for anybody that listens, Old Town Road, that song with Billy Ray Cyrus and Lil Nas X, the black guy dressed like a cowboy, fucking, I got horses in the back, So I made this meme.
Did Billy Ray fuck him or something?
I'm assuming he did. I would have. He's cute.
He probably, but
So-
Billy Ray probably fucked him.
Well, he's probably uncircumcised too, and that's right the fuck up my alley. But neither here nor there. So I made this meme where it said, everybody's talking about Lil Nas X, but let's never forget about this brave artist. And it was a picture of Gangstalicious, right?
Yeah.
And I was sitting on the toilet. This was like as soon as I got up yesterday morning, and I was sitting on the toilet, and I made this fucking meme within like a minute and a half. And
Damn.
dude, it ended up getting almost 400 likes.
Was
in
that
less
in
than,
between
like,
like pushes?
18
Was it in between pushes?
I don't remember because I'm pretty quick at making memes. Slow at
I know.
shitting.
I'm just saying because it seemed like if you was typing and cropping and shit, like in the middle of a push, and you kind of lean with a little rock or something, you might have mistyped. But so it.
Be honest with you, I
think
think I shit. And then I was doing that. I sit on the toilet until my legs are numb.
You was done with a shitty ass doing memes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
it's inspiration. Exactly. Yeah.
It got almost 400. The pressure on my asshole inspires my creativity. So it got almost 400 likes, and my average on the Instagram page is like 24 likes.
Yeah.
It got almost 400 fucking likes in 18 hours, which is a lot. I get it.
Yeah,
like,
it is
like,
a lot, but you need
like
to shadow. Listen, you need to shadow the Repeat Offender podcast in there, so that when people steal it and reshare it, you know how because they'll steal it and won't contribute your name to it. You need to make sure you shadow us in there.
Well, like people like Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Miley Cyrus, fucking, they can post something and within like an hour they're gonna have 100,000 likes.
Yeah.
But for a small Instagram account, that was a lot, and I don't fucking understand how this shit works because I've made a bunch of memes.
Yeah.
I put the same hashtags on there. This one I think I put like Old Town Road, fucking Gangstalicious, Aaron Magruder, all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think I need to fuck. This is why, like, when you listen to podcasts, when you look at they hire interns, not because they want somebody to do all the work for free. It's because they're usually too fucking old to understand how this shit works. There's like 16-year-olds that get how this fucking stuff works, and it's like, bro, I put something funny on there. It's either a hit or a miss. And at this point, because tomorrow morning I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go sit in a truck, I'm gonna fucking drive and spread brine water all over a dirt road so somebody's fucking country ass house doesn't get all dusty. Yeah. I need my life to have more meaning, so I need to figure this shit out but quick. Fucking quick.
It almost sounds like you're pushing for socially accepted fucking slavery, but go ahead. I hear you.
No, because here's the thing. Remember, like, when you're kids and you play video games and stuff, and you're thinking, like, that'd be so cool to fucking get paid playing video games?
Yeah.
And your parents are like, no, you need to get a job, blah, 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 blah. Motherfuckers are making 10 times what our parents did playing video games, and they're not even 20 yet. I'm saying there's ways. There are people that are making extremely good fucking money.
Basically, what you would have
through
to
social
do
media.
Is if you go out here and let's just presume, you'd have to go find you like, a couple of 20-year-old girlfriends or whatever that you hit, once a week, and have them bamming shit online for you.
I might need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, or dudes. I mean, whatever you're into that week, you know what I'm saying?
Or dudes.
I mean,
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
dude,
it's a
woman.
Fuck. Look, nigga, if you can post, nigga, and get views, nigga, then let's fuck you. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is.
If I need to start taking a picture of my asshole at Cardi B.
Yeah, if it takes a little dick, to get the 20,000 plus views, then hey, make it happen.
Hey, how close are you to Chicago?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on how close I need to be. What's up in Chicago?
This motherfucker. You just drove to New York, so you got to be closer to Chicago than I am.
I don't know, man. I be making moves sometimes. I just try and keep it low. But go ahead.
So remember the last episode when I did that shout out to that place in Chicago called Landbirds?
Yeah.
Shout out to Landbirds. You could be a sponsor.
You could be a sponsor. Like what? Why, they want to interview us or something?
No, they make those fucking delicious looking Korean tiger chicken wings. And I even told them on Instagram, I was like, I'm going to shout them out.
Yeah.
And then I told them I did. And they sent me a and they're like, so when are you going to come down here? I'm just saying, you go over there, dude. You tell them about fucking, you be like, yeah, I'm the Repeat Offender Podcast. You probably get some tiger chicken wings.
Yeah, I don't know, dog. Them niggas probably lock me out, that motherfucker. I show up, nigga. Big gnarly ass beard and shit, They don't know what I am. Like my nigga at work the other day. Oh, he come up to me, he's like, hey, Big Daddy, you biracial? And I said,
it's because I tell people you're biracial.
He's dread. He's got dreads and shit, big dread head. And my nigga's like, Big Daddy, you biracial? And I'm like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I just be chilling, man. And he's like, I don't know. And he got his hands around his face, right? And he's like, moving them in like the circular motion. He's like, you got all this right here going on, Big Daddy, you biracial. And I'm like, I hear you, Big Daddy, you know what I'm saying? And but it is what it is. So my point being is, I show up, nigga, they're probably gonna be like, yeah, we're closed for the day.
I want somebody to call me Big Daddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Like I told him, man, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But that's why I eat pussy so good, because it all went to the belly, none to the dick. You know what I'm saying?
You have to.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
You have to. You have to eat pussy good.
You gotta eat pussy good, nigga. You gotta know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're just wasting time. And nobody likes wasting time, because that's the only thing you got in this world that you can't get back.
You gotta eat ass, too.
Yeah, I mean, if you dip down, get it, you know what I'm saying? But if you position up right, nigga, and you get a little pressure from the chin, you know what I'm saying, man, you do some amazing things, but you got to know what you're doing, man. It's more than just the tongue, it's got some lips, protect the teeth, nigga, rock the chin back in, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of neck work, make it happen.
You got to put your thumb on the fucking coffee table, on the bacon strip, right? Push in a little harder. Yeah. All I know is,
go to work, get a shower.
I think I'm hitting a midlife crisis.
Chill. Yeah, you hitting a midlife crisis.
I think I'm hitting.
I mean, that's been like 10 episodes deep.
I'm like, because I'm gonna be 38 at the end of the month. So anybody wants to send me a gift, repeatoffenderpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, nigga, fucking midlife crisis, dog. My daddy was 54 when I was born. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I can tell. I'm saying, like, did I tell you I shot for Connex boxes today?
Oh yeah, I've been shopping, man. I've been looking or whatever, man. We're about to make this thing happen or whatever. I think I decided. I'm gonna probably post me an ad or whatever on Craigslist. I'm gonna recruit a couple 19-year-old skinny 115-pound boys or whatever to suck some old nigga dick and put them for sale.
I'm way ahead of you on that. No, but I actually I emailed some people about Connex boxes because we can do one of them half ones.
Yeah.
And I got a dude that works for a company, a towing company that I worked for like a week, but I'm cool with him.
Yeah.
I told him like one of these days when he's on call and he takes that fucking thing home, I'm like, I'll give you like $200 in cash. You go pick this thing up for me.
Yeah. Well, it's all about networking, man, and that's what it is. So I read one time, I don't remember where the fuck I read it. It's like a nigga's net worth is the combination of like the 6 people he interacts with the most. You know what I'm saying? Because then it goes. It's obviously a common sense thing, right? That your social
I'm gonna be
crowd,
broke.
That your social crowd, right? The people whom you equate with, that's where your net worth and shit should be. So you know, when you fuck with poor people, you know, like you probably gonna stay poor because your ideas, your mindset, your motivations are probably roughly the same as theirs. But the way you get up out the mud, man, is obviously his attitude and hustle, but mainly it's networking, man. It goes back 1,000 times. Like, motherfuckers talk about how they've been in a job for 20 years, but here's a 20-year-old that's their boss telling them what to fucking do. It's about networking, man. And, you know, it's who you know. So when you plug in, right, and that's why, you know, obviously call it the fucking plug, nigga, because that's the source, nigga. So if a nigga's got some shit you want, nigga, you can't be, like, trying to go through 5 motherfucking people. You got to go knock on that nigga's door and be like, what's up, man? Let me get them prices. You know what I mean? I don't care if you talking about a Kia Coat, nigga, or you talking about a Connex. You know what I'm saying? Go to the motherfucking source. Fuck all this shit, nigga. Sometimes the most profitable route might not be the easiest route. Sometimes the most profitable route is absolutely the fucking easiest route. But if you're scared to speak up, it's just like at work, nigga. If you want another $1 an hour, ask for it, nigga. Quit being a pussy and bitching and fucking up everybody's mood and mode. You know what I'm saying? Go get your money. Otherwise, shut the fuck up because you agreed to work for the money.
Yeah, that was a roundabout way.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I'm making them moves because I talked to my uncle. I asked, we were making a plan today how much it would cost, and the feasibility towards like insulating and powering up one of these things.
Yeah, man, I've did the numbers and shit, man. It's really not. I think it's easy to overcomplicate the situation.
I think everything's easy to overcomplicate.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I look for the path of least resistance. I look for not cutting corners, but looking for the quickest, most efficient way to do things. You know, so I got a father-in-law who's a general contractor about to retire.
Yeah.
The man is boring as fuck. He could literally talk a fire out.
Yeah.
Wears jean shorts, goes to men's groups, whatever. That's his thing.
Men's groups.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you? So when I first got with my wife, I was trying to impress her. He goes to these men's groups where like that, you know, like it's exactly what it sounds like, and he asked me to go to one, you know, because anybody in a group's always trying to recruit shit. And think of it like the White Crips. And so he was like, hey, you should go to one of these with me. And it's just this like super gay trying to empower men thing.
We should start one of them, niggas. I bet them niggas pay money because niggas that go there usually have a little bank.
No, it is. There's like basically these are like divorced guys or some guys that had some kind of tragedy in their lives, and they're looking for meaning again. Because you can do a job. You can go to a job, you can make 100, 200, 300,000 a year, whatever you got to make. You can still be broken inside. And these guys needed some kind of meaning to their life, which is kind of where I'm at. I just don't make that money.
I can heal people. I can heal people, man. I think that I could absolutely be a motivational speaker. I think that if you participated in my Man Up program, that you would do one of things. Either you would come out the other side a fucking beast, nigga. A force to be reckoned with, or you'd be in a field crying, eating a bullet.
Well, here's the thing. So, at the height of my cannabis venture, I had motivated a lot of people, including yourself, into going forward. And I think that when I'm not wallowing in my own self-pity, I think I can be very motivating and very inspiring. So With that being said, I'm going to write a book, and I'm going to Tony Robbins the fuck out of this.
Yeah, just don't do that weird fucking racist, goddamn misconceived, not racist fucking interview. Okay.
Well, it's all going to be it's going to be subliminal. It's all going to be subliminally racist, just because I think it's fun.
I mean, it's all right because everybody knows. I mean, you know, you got a fucking fetish for Asians, and that's why you're angry about them.
Oh, just why do they smack their lips when they eat? I don't give a fuck if that's your culture. Like, that's horrible.
You know, maybe they're just practicing for some dick sucking.
No, dude, straight up, I've had them say, "Well, that's their culture. They smack their lips and everybody." It's like that. You ever heard that fucking urban legend, that myth that like in Russia?
Sour, nigga. Have you ever ate like some sour gummies, nigga, and me smacking and shit? Because the shit they use a lot of sweet. No. You ever heard that thing that, like, I guess it's Russian or whatever, like after the meal you burp and it's respectful because it shows the meal was good? Nigga, I don't like people burping in my fucking
shit,
nigga.
Right, and
burping
I don't want
to farting. Burping and farting. Like, no, like if we a bunch of niggas out in the field, nigga, and we sitting there, nigga, whatever, nigga, fart, you know, it is what it is. But in like social settings and shit like that, especially women, nigga, there's nothing nastier.
That's gross. Gross as fuck.
But here's the thing: I don't give a fuck if you do it, right? If you in your house, your space, your what. But to me, right, because I like the idea, like again, you know what I'm saying, ass and pussy, you know what I'm saying, and if I think about, you know, nauseous gases and shit coming up out of there, you know what I'm saying, and old nasty yeast infection queefs and shit, like, you know, that's not attractive. You know what I'm saying?
I think it is incredibly repulsive when a woman burps or farts and is proud of it. I think it's fucking terrible.
No, like if you listen. Like I think if you know we chilling or whatever, we, you know, whatever, like, do you know what I'm saying? But like my woman, or, you know, what I'm doing up in here, no, you know what I'm saying? Like go to the bathroom.
I'm just saying, my wife farted like 6 years ago, and I haven't bought her an anniversary gift since.
That's some savage shit. That's some real shit, though.
I think I'll say it now. I think it's fucking horribly disgusting. Cause I eat ass. I'm a dude that eats.
Yeah, you sound like a very masculine man there. Like, you know, like a leader among families and stuff. And what's the word I'm looking for? Chauvinistic. You sound very chauvinistic.
I don't know what that means, so I'm going to take offense. But what I'm saying is, I eat ass, right? I like ass. So if I look at, if I'm down there eating some pussy, and the ass is right there, I'm going to spread them cheeks a little bit. I'm going to get in there. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that thing expelling gastric noises, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I look at the women. To me, women don't shit.
Yeah, so what you're saying is, right, obviously it's a known, right? But it takes away from the fetish, or, you know, the anticipation, if it's there fucking, you know, expelling shit at you.
Yeah. I just want to think
you like to keep it,
I want to think it's a cute little pink. I think I look at a woman's asshole like she's making that fish lip pose.
Yeah.
You know, for a picture.
Yeah.
I want to kiss it. So if it's out there making fucking blown raspberries, if I think that there's any kind of gastroenteritis coming out, if I think there's anything expelling out of that I don't want to have the taste on my lips, it's disgusting.
Yeah, so absolutely. So it's not the fact that it's going on and all, but it's rooted primarily in your desires.
Oh, it's totally Freudian. It's totally Freudian.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Just like, but I dated a girl.
I just wanted to clarify.
I dated a girl that was like one of those bitches out there that when they burp, they'd burp loud, and they'd laugh about it, and people know, and like, oh yeah, you should hear her burp. That fucking shit is off-putting. That shit should be kept. You should be kept underground and used for breeding purposes. That's fucking horrible. Don't do that shit. I think that's dude, I'm serious. Like, that shit's a turn off immediately. Girls that burp and fart, they're fucking proud of it. You're fucking gross. You're gross in every way, shape, and form.
I like super feminine. Women.
Super feminine.
Super feminine.
Like, not. Hold on. I don't want to go over the edge where you got to put your makeup on to go to Walmart. But you should have respect for the sanctity of your temple.
I'm saying
your body's
like,
a temple. I want to eat that ass.
I 100%
Be respectful of it.
believe and I'm attracted to the to the delicate flower. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind strength. I don't mind strong feminine. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the appearance, the outward perception. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'll eat Ronda Rousey's ass,
and I'll
but the second she farts, I'm gone.
I'll look at I mean, there's different types of sexy and stuff, but I'm definitely more to the imagination. I don't like blatantly. I'm not talking about swimsuit at the beach type shit. You know what I'm saying? But because obviously there's skin and flesh shown there, but like, I don't prefer skeezers, like a woman that runs around with the pussy lips longer than the motherfucking shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with those pictures, and I see them, and obviously I'm visually stimulated. But to me, I'm definitely looking for the keep something for the imagination. You know what I'm saying? Keep something to unwrap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just don't burp and fart. Just do
don't
that.
burp and fart.
Just do that shit in private. Excuse yourself. Say you got to go powder your nose. You got to go potty. I think that's what women are doing. They're like, I got to go pee. You got to go with me. And all the girls are like, yeah, we got to fart. Let's get out of here. Let's go together and fart.
Yeah. Let's go fart. Yeah.
And then just a bunch of women sitting in a fucking bathroom farting. And when it's done, they come back and they're like, oh, thank God, I had to pee so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we should end on that.
Yeah, we can end on that. Yeah.
So just ultimately don't fart. Drain the swamp. Non-calorie soda, no sweetener.
Yeah.
And fucking.
And if you're using peanut butter for dog licking, make sure it don't have corn syrup.
Yeah, that corn syrup is terrible, dude. You don't want that shit.
Health is important.
All right, so shout out to our sponsor. Shout out to Aldi, cheap food, fresh food market. Shout out to Bell Tire. Shout out to fucking O'Reilly Auto Parts. Donald Trump 2020. Shout out to Mitt Romney and family. Shout out to fucking fresh, raw, non-homogenized dairy milk. Chernobyl Parks and Recreation. Crayola crayons. Lead paint. And as always, if you're out there with your family, if you're enjoying the 4th of July and being patriotic, if Labor Day is coming up, Memorial Day, if you're standing there saluting the flag, thinking about the people who have given sacrifices so you can enjoy your freedoms, never go quietly. Peace.